on or set?
Alright, so I'm live here on a Saturday, January 18th, 2020. And I wasn't able to do the overnight line show last night, but this is still the overnight line show. Except for I'm doing it during the day today, Saturday morning. It's about noon here in Arizona. Earlier on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I gave out a free play, Pittsburgh over North Carolina. North Carolina is just a very terrible team. They're doing very terrible this year, and I had to give them out because Pittsburgh is actually a team that I went against the other day, and they lost on some bad calls against Louisville, and they're at home, and I figured North Carolina's going to come in there and take another shit, and they did. They're down 20 last time I seen it. Pittsburgh with another free easy winner. I give out so many free easy winners to you guys, it's like unbelievable. I want to go over the games that happened yesterday real quick, and then I'm going to get into the games that are happening tonight. But before that, if you want to get on my service, I actually have a client play that's starting in about 30 minutes, which nobody's really going to be able to get a hold of me for that unless you're already a client, you already have the pick. But I do have another solid play tonight. I have NFL on Sunday, 2 games, and then I'll throw in Monday, next 3 days. I'll do $100. I've been doing this deal 3 days, 4 days for $100. People have been loving it. But this is for new customers only. If you're a current customer or a customer in the past, we can work out a deal. But for right now, anybody that's brand new, that's listening to this for the first time and that wants to make money, sick of listening to other handicappers that can't win games, like I said, get a hold of me, picksbyemail@gmail.com, email picksbyemail@gmail.com. For those of you that are calling my store, my video game store number, please stop doing that. Okay, like I was saying, if you're calling my video game store looking for picks, looking to get on the service, that's not okay. My people that answer the phone are trying to figure out why I have people calling my business number, my video game store. If you're looking to get on my service, I'm going to give you a new number that you can call or text, but most likely I will not pick up the phone if you call. This phone number that I have is pretty much just text messages only. The number is 928-210-2093, 928-210-2093, and only serious people only text if you want to get on the service, or you can email picksbyemail@gmail.com. The best way, if you're serious about getting on my service, the number one way to get a hold of us, to get a hold of my people, because you will not get a hold of me. I don't talk on the phone. I don't even text because I have too many stalkers that mess with me and call and talk shit, and I'm hard-headed, and I'll continue to talk back, and I don't do that no more. So what I do is I have people that work for me on the side, and they run my email, they run my website, they run everything. So picksbyemail@gmail.com is the number one way to get a hold of me, or if it's more convenient for you to text message, 928-210-2093, $100 for the next 3 days, $200 for the next 10 days, and there's nobody in this industry that wins more games. And I think I've been saying that for years now, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. Pittsburgh wins 66-52, by the way. They get the job done. Villanova 61-55, that was earlier. I had Villanova on a moneyline parlay with a few other teams. Let's see what other games have gone final. Syracuse beats Virginia Tech 71-69. Let's go back to yesterday, because yesterday I had a huge client play on Iowa, and they get the job done. Obviously, I didn't give them out on the last podcast because you have to pay to get the winning picks. But in college basketball, my free play of the day, we're going to start off 1-0 on the free plays that I gave out. And we're 2-0 because Pittsburgh beat the shit out of North Carolina. So 2-0 on the podcast. If you didn't get the play online on any of my social media, you'll just have to wait till the next podcast, or just follow me on social media, follow my Facebook page, and get the free picks. So let's see here. Michigan State wins 67-55 by 12. They're minus 9.5. They get the job done. Another free winner for all you people that's listening. Dayton beats St. Louis in one of the craziest games I've seen. I didn't actually watch it. I seen the highlights. They win 78-76 on a last-second three-pointer. I did say Dayton would win that game, and they come through. Keep going here. I also said Furman would beat Wofford. Wofford wins 66-52. We're not going to count that one. That wasn't a free play. That was just an opinion. And Iowa wins 90-83. That was a client play. So if you guys were listening to this last podcast, the Overnight Lines podcast, you're a winner with Michigan State -9. They got the job done, and that's all that really matters. The NBA from yesterday, it was awesome until the Hawks beat the Spurs in San Antonio. And honestly, the Hawks beating the Spurs, it really wasn't unexpected for me. I can't stand the Spurs. They're one of the shittiest teams in basketball. I really don't bet on them usually, but they're playing the Hawks. So Hawks I think only won 8 or 9 games all season. So I ended up taking the Spurs on that parlay. We did 76ers money line, which they won 100-89. We did Memphis money line 113-109, and then we did the Spurs. They lose 121-120. So the 3-team parlay is a loss plus 120. If you bet that, then you're 0-1 in the NBA with me on the free plays, because I did give that out as a free play in the NBA. And you didn't lose no juice, though. It's plus 120, so we'll get it back on the next one. The Mavericks win 120-112. I mentioned Dallas should win that game. I mentioned Miami should beat Oklahoma City. They win 115-108. We won't count that. The over, 229. I did give that one out. 140-111. That went over. 251 total. Went over by 21 points. So we're 1-1 in the NBA. I bet the over in that one. I gave it out. And also gave out the parlay, which the Spurs should have never lost. So we should have been 2-0. But that happened. So 1-1 in the NBA. And then let's move on to the NHL. Same thing in the NHL. My play was the Lightning. They win 7-1. I gave them out. And then I gave out a 2-team parlay, which the Penguins won and the Hurricanes didn't get the job done. They lose 2-1, and the Penguins win 2-1. Both games were very close. So that's that for hockey. 1-1 in hockey, 1-1 in NBA, and then in college basketball, I was 1-0. And then the client play won. I was 1-0 yesterday with clients. So, moving on to Saturday, I'm going to start with hockey. Washington at the Islanders. Washington -130, over under 6. I'm not going to mention this game because right now it's 3-1 Islanders in the second period. The Islanders are a very good team at home. I have no idea why the Capitals were favored on the road in that one, but I can't give it out because it already started. St. Louis at Colorado. Colorado -144, over under 6. I would lean the Avalanche in that one. Arizona at Edmonton. Edmonton -120, over under 5.5. I would lean Arizona plus 110 in that one on the road. Calgary at Ottawa. Calgary -165 on the road, over under 6. Calgary should get the job done, maybe a puck line. Don't want to give up the juice, minus the 165. Chicago at Toronto. Toronto -205, over under 6.5. This is going to be my first official pick for NHL for you guys. Going to give out the Toronto Maple Leafs puck line, -1.5. Should be about even money, maybe plus a little bit. Toronto Maple Leafs should win this game by at least 2. Vegas at Montreal. Vegas -135 on the road, over under 6. The only problem that I have with taking Vegas is they've been on a long road trip, and I'm not sure what they have left in the tank. I know they won the last game that I had them, but going into Montreal is pretty tough. I know Montreal's not a great team, but Montreal could upset them today. I would lean Montreal plus 110 in that one, but I'm not touching it. Florida at Detroit. Florida -227, over under 6. Florida on the road -220, but Detroit's terrible. We all know that. Florida is not the greatest team in the world to give up that much juice on the road, but they should win the game. I'd probably lean Florida in that one. LA Kings at Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers -160, over under 5.5. Flyers should win that game, minus the 160. They should get the job done. New Jersey Devils at Columbus Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets -190, over under 5.5. Blue Jackets at home. They should prevail in that one. Buffalo at Nashville. Predators -180, over under 6. Predators is a good play here, -180. You could probably parlay the Predators with either Columbus, or you can throw the Florida Panthers on there. Even Toronto money line, you can do a 2-teamer. The Predators should win that game, minus the 180. Dallas at Minnesota. Stars -120, over under 5. I like the Stars in this one, -120. I'm only giving out one official play in hockey, but I do lean a lot of games in hockey. I'll probably do a parlay. not too big, but Toronto minus 1.5 is the main play in hockey on Saturday. San Jose at Vancouver. Vancouver minus 150 over under 6. Vancouver's given up 150. They're 15-5 at 2-1 at home. San Jose is just not a good team on the road. They're really not. They're a decent team. I don't know. I think they're better than Vancouver, but we're going to leave that one alone. If I was going to take anybody, I'd probably take San Jose plus 130 on that one. Not all the favorites are going to win on Saturday. And not all favorites usually win at all. So there's your hockey. Toronto minus 1.5, and then the Stars would be my number 2 best play if I was to bet hockey. Next, we got the NBA. Clippers at New Orleans Pelicans. That game starts real soon. Clippers on the road minus 5 over under 235.5. We're going to skip that one. The Clippers should get the job done. Milwaukee Bucks at Brooklyn Nets. Bucks minus 10 on the road over under 235. You got to give up the 10 points for Milwaukee in this one. They're the best team in the NBA, and they cover games. I'd say Milwaukee minus 10. Phoenix at Boston. Boston minus 6 over under 222.5. Boston is at home. They're coming off of a loss versus a shit team. I forget who they lost to. Somebody shitty the other day. They usually lose to the shitty teams at home, and that's the truth. And they're only giving up 6 in this one. But they are 16-4 at home, 27-13 overall. Suns are not that great on the road. Suns are not that great overall. I can see the Celtics winning this game. I'd say 6-point teaser with the Celtics, but we got to find another team with them. Detroit at Atlanta. Atlanta at home plus 1.5 over under 229.5. Pistons on the road minus 1.5. Huh? Atlanta coming off that win yesterday in San Antonio. Now they got to travel back home. Detroit's coming in. I'd say Detroit money line in that one. Philadelphia at New York. Philadelphia only minus 3.5 over under 217.5. I'd say Philadelphia gets the job done. I don't know why the line is what it is, because Philadelphia had a game last night. Maybe they got to travel to New York, but that really shouldn't make a difference. Philadelphia should win the game money line. Cleveland at Chicago. Chicago minus 6.5 over under 214. When I first saw this line, I was like, why is Chicago not minus 10, 11, or 12? Cleveland's just coming off of a game last night. Come on, the line's off here. Chicago's good at home. I know they're 8-14 and they're 15-28, but I think they're a lot better than the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm gonna go 6-point teaser, Celtics and the Chicago Bulls minus 0.5, and we're gonna go 2 teams, 6-point teaser. That's official for NBA. Toronto at Minnesota. Minnesota plus 5 at home over under 222.5. I don't trust either one of those teams. Toronto's just coming off of a game last night, scoring 140. Now they got to travel to Minnesota. Minnesota could upset this team. They're plus 5. We'll see what happens in that one. LA Lakers at Houston. Houston minus 2 over under 235. Can you trust the Rockets at home? They're 14-5. They're playing one of the best teams in the NBA. You know Lakers are going to be ready to play. I don't trust the Houston Rockets. I really don't. I think the Lakers will go in there and beat them. Houston should win, but the Lakers will probably go in there and win. That's why it's the NBA. You just never know with the NBA. Orlando at Golden State. Orlando minus 6 on the road over under 214. I'm not interested. I would probably go Golden State in that one, possibly even on a money line. Is Orlando ready to win on the road? I know the Warriors are terrible. They have nobody, but Orlando's just as bad. Portland at Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City minus 6.5 over under 218. Nothing in that one, really. Oklahoma City, maybe on a 6-point teaser if you like them. And then the Kings at the Jazz. Jazz minus 9 over under 224. The Jazz should destroy the Kings. Only minus 9. They should destroy them. Minus 9's nothing. Maybe you can put the Jazz on a money line parlay. I'd say, here's a parlay for you. The Jazz money line, Oklahoma City money line. You can throw 76ers money line on there. And you can throw the Bucks money line on there. There's a 4-teamer. That's not official. The only official play I have in the NBA is that 2-team 6-point teaser that I'm going to be betting. Celtics and Bulls. One's a pick'em for the Celtics. Bulls is minus 0.5. And you got to remember, it's the NBA. Anything can happen. I think the NBA's paid off. I don't trust it. I don't bet big on it. Actually, yeah, I do. I'm not going to lie. I do bet big on the NBA, and I pay for it half the time because I don't give client picks in the NBA. I'll tell you that right now. It's one of those leagues like the NFL. It's paid off, and you just don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Let's move on to the college basketball. I'm sure that's what everybody's waiting for. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, Pittsburgh was easy money. They're only -3. I didn't understand the line. Pittsburgh at home. I know Pittsburgh's not the greatest team, but North Carolina just sucks. They really do. The only chance that North Carolina has is if they had the rest of the season, they had home games, a lot of good home games. They play better at home, but even there, they suck. Okay, so a lot of games have gone final. Look at that. DePaul. I actually like DePaul +4. They're up 60-44 over Butler. Number 5 Butler going down today. Another team that I like, number 9 Florida State losing to Miami of Florida 57-52. Florida State might get upset. 9 minutes left in that one. Just keep going here. Hopefully Florida State comes back and wins that one. Florida and Auburn. Auburn at Florida. I have Florida as a client play today. I don't trust Auburn. They just lost to Alabama. All right, so Florida is winning right now by 9. Auburn at Florida. I have Florida as my client play, going for 7-1 my last 8. Florida's -2. I took them on the money line. Auburn's not a good team. I watched them play against at Alabama the other night. I had Auburn, so my only loss of the week. I don't trust this team, and Florida should win. I had them on my line when I did it. I had a -7.5. The line was only -2. You got to take advantage of that. That's why I'm so great at what I do, and I think Florida should destroy them. We'll see. Also, Maryland, -6 today. They're up by 15 right now. I would have took them on, well, I did take them, obviously, on my own bets. I took them on a 6-point teaser. I would have gave them out on a 6-point teaser if I did the overnight show last night, but I didn't. But I loved Maryland. Marquette and Georgetown, I don't really have an opinion on that one. TCU at Oklahoma. Right now, Oklahoma up 10. I leaned Oklahoma in that one. Kansas and Texas. Right now, Kansas is losing. I actually think Kansas will come back and win that game. They're a -6.5. I would have took them on a 6-point teaser. Kansas should win that one on the road at Texas. West Virginia and Kansas State. I don't have an opinion on that one. That one's going on right now. A lot of games going on right now. I'm not really here to talk about the games that are going on. The only one that matters right now to me is Florida. As long as Florida wins, and then my play tonight. Arizona's just tipping off. A bunch of other games tipping off here. Missouri. Okay, so we'll go to Oregon at Washington. Washington +3 at home. Over under 129.5. Oregon just lost at Washington State. I don't trust this team. I mean, they probably could come back and win at Washington. It's not likely. I think Washington on the money line is probably a good play in that one. Or on a 6-point teaser, get them up to +9. Oregon State at Washington State. Washington State coming off a big win against Oregon. I think this is their downfall. Oregon State coming off of a loss the other night. I had the other team that they were playing. I forget who they played, but Oregon State will beat Washington State today. Oregon State -4. Take them on a 4-point teaser if you want with someone else. But Oregon State should win that game. Iowa State at Texas Tech. Texas Tech -7 over under 136. Honestly, don't have an opinion on that game. Texas Tech should win. Kentucky at Arkansas. Arkansas -1. 137. Kentucky's not that great on the road. They never have been. Arkansas 10-0 at home, 14-2. They're having a great season. They're going to be ready for Kentucky. That place is going to be going crazy. I'd have to lean Arkansas money line in that one. Houston at Wichita State. Don't care. Wichita State's -4. Don't care about that one. Don't care. Lafayette at Navy. Let's go. Keep going here. Morgan State. St. Mary's at Pepperdine. St. Mary's -6.5 on the road, over under 145. I'd say St. Mary's on a 6-point teaser, honestly. All right, moving on here. Colorado State at Air Force. That's a pick'em. Nobody really in that one I'm interested in. We're going to skip to the games later on. Providence at Creighton. Creighton -6.5. I'd probably take them on a moneyline parlay or on a 6-point teaser. Nothing too strong. Illinois -12.5 at home against Northwestern. Illinois should win that one. Let's keep going here. I want to make this quick. There's so many games. It's Saturday. Louisville at Duke. Duke -8 at home. They should win. I parlayed them with Villanova earlier. A 2-team parlay. I actually put through San Diego State on there too. They're -12. I have them on the. It's like a 3-teamer. I think I threw Gonzaga on there too. A 4-teamer. Almost even money. Not quite. Duke should get the job done. If you guys are looking for like a 6-point teaser for tonight, I think Duke -2. They were -7 in this one earlier. Now it's up to -8. They should win the game. If they're going to win, I think they win by at least 10. They could cover the 8 points. disappointing loss, if I remember, with Duke recently. I don't remember exactly who they lost to, but they're not that good. I got to keep saying that. Duke is not that good, but they're at home. They're playing a good team. They'll be ready to play in that one. Tennessee at Vandy. Tennessee minus 5.5. Tennessee should win on the road. Vandy's not that good. Most of Vandy's games have been at home. They're 8-8 on the season. They're 8-4 at home, so that makes them 0-4 on the road. Not a great team. Tennessee should win that one. New Mexico at UNLV. UNLV minus 6. UNLV should win that game. New Mexico could upset them. New Mexico is the better team, but can they go into UNLV and win? I wouldn't bet on it. I'd probably go UNLV on a 6-point teaser, get them down to a pick 'em. That's not really a strong play, but that's just my opinion. I think UNLV will win that one. Stanford at USC. USC minus 2 over under 137. I like both of these teams. I had Stanford the other night against UCLA. They smashed them. I like USC. They smashed somebody the other night by 30. I liked them. They're a good team. You can't go against USC at home right now, especially. Stanford's a great team, 15-2, 4-1 on the road, but USC's at home, and they're 9-1. They're 14-3 overall. This is going to be a good Pac-12 matchup that nobody expected. Both these teams should be in the top 25. Stanford is number 25. USC should be like 23, 24 in the nation, but they're not. If they win this game, they'll get in the top 25 for sure, and I think they know that, so I think they're going to come out and play strong. That was almost a client play, the USC play there. That's a pretty good play. So USC money line's a good one. Indiana at Nebraska. Nebraska plus 6.5 at home. Over under 142.5. Indiana minus 6.5 on the road. 6-point teaser. I love those 6-point teasers. I would say Indiana will get the job done at Nebraska. Nebraska sucks. Let's face it. Let's keep going here. Oakland at Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Just gonna skip the games that I don't really care to even mention. Nevada at San Diego State. San Diego State minus 13 now. Over under 140. That they should easily win. I think San Diego State's the only undefeated team, 18-0 in the nation. And they should get the job done there. Virginia at Georgia Tech. Virginia was +1. Now they're -1. We're going to skip that one. LSU at Mississippi. Skip that one. Utah at Arizona State. Arizona State minus 6.5 over under 146. Arizona State should get the job done. I don't trust that team. But you can put them on a 6-point teaser probably, or a moneyline parlay to get the job done. Georgia at Mississippi State. Skip that one. The reason I'm skipping some of these is because I have a huge client play tonight in college basketball, and I'm not going to talk about who it is or even give any ideas. If you want my plays, as you guys know, I have Florida today. Last I seen, they're up 8. And hopefully they get the job done. I'm pretty sure they're going to beat Auburn today. I have a lot of money on them, and I have a lot of money on my huge play tonight. And like I said, the only way to get a hold of me, picksbyemail@gmail.com if you want to make real money. There's nobody in this fucking industry that wins more games. If you guys know who Vegas Dave is, which everybody knows who that queer is, he is a fucking loser. He is one of the worst handicappers on the planet. The guy gives out 20 fucking parlays a day. He's a joke. I hate cussing on my podcast, but sometimes it just comes out like that. When I talk about Vegas Dave, I get pissed off because he is the biggest black eye in this industry. Guys like him that don't know shit about college basketball, don't know shit about football, don't know shit about sports betting really pisses me off. They don't know nothing. They're salesmen. They're not handicappers. They just want your money. They don't care about the customer. They care about getting paid. Him, Punk Boy, Steve Stevens, and who else? I mean, I could keep going. Those two losers right there are the main reason. They're both pretending to be millionaires. Vegas Dave gets money from his family. I don't want to get into this right now. I just want to do a podcast, but just letting you know, those people don't win games. They don't care about your money. They don't care if you go bankrupt and you're on the street. They won't give you $1. They don't give a fuck. They don't study the games. They don't know nothing. Why do you think I can come on here and give out a ton of free plays every day in every sport? Because I'm real. And I get a lot of heat for it when I give, and it's whatever. I'm done talking about it. But Vegas Dave is now selling his picks for $50. What a deal. BYU at Gonzaga. Gonzaga minus 13 over under 155. Gonzaga should get the job done in that one. They should smash BYU. BYU is a decent team, but Gonzaga is just on a whole nother level. They're number 1 in the nation. Wow, I figured they would be. San Diego at Portland. Nothing. Utah State at Boise. That should be a good game. I'm not touching it. Let's see here. That's pretty much it for college basketball. If you guys are interested in any of my picks, I'm going to be trying to do the Overnight Lines podcast every single day. As you know, I wasn't able to do it last night, so I'm doing it live right now during the day. And I appreciate everybody listening in. If you could hit subscribe because it's a new YouTube channel, hit the like, and give me a thumbs up would be good. A like, whatever. And then picks by email at gmail.com. $100 for the weekend, $200 for the next 10 days, and I'm going to be doing this every day. Enjoy all the free picks that I give out. I gave out some free picks in NBA. I gave out a free pick in college. Well, no, in NHL. And I'm going to give out a free pick. I think I gave out a free pick in college basketball already. I think I'm just going to go free pick USC money line. And I gave out Pittsburgh earlier money line. So USC -2. Take them on the money line, and you'll be all right. Have a